Hello, everybody. So, today we're going to be doing one of our last fragrance hauls. So, I do fragrance purchases in like bulk, if that makes sense. Not that I'm purchasing more than one, but whenever I'm purchasing, I purchase a lot. And then the only times that I acquire fragrances in between those times is when I get them at great discounts, 2 for 1. Maybe I get them for free. So this might be one of the last ones that I do for just a little while. They're not going away, but now is probably going to be a bit of a dry spell for at least a couple months. But I still have a couple more Latafas that I might do. Anyways, we have some heavy hitters today. We have three niche, and then one designer fragrance, and some of the most expensive ones, to be honest with you. And these came from kind of Black Friday, New Year's, Christmas sales. So let's get into it, man. Let's do the first one. Let's do the designer one first. So this has a bit of an interesting story here for me. Those of you who have been following me know that I love Boss Bottled. I love Hugo Boss, but I really love Boss Bottled. Got the Elixir, and I'm gonna have to build up the collection, but the Absolute is absolutely not able to be found right now, so I look forward to adding that to my collection, but as of right now I can't get it. And what's funny about that is Jeremy Fragrance obviously is very mentally impaired, but he was in a fragrance store and he picked up Boss Bottled Absolute and never one to miss an opportunity to plug his own fragrance. He says that he refuses to try Boss Bottled Elixir or Absolute because if you're gonna put out a fragrance, you should do the best version of it and only do it once. And the reason why he said that is to promote his own fragrance. So now he's gone to putting other fragrance brands down to boost himself, which is just ironic because his fragrances are not great. And I'll be doing a review on those in a little bit. But anyways, this right here is Boss Bottled Triumph Elixir. Now the funny story behind this is, well, I guess I should finish with the Jeremy Fragrance one. The ironic thing was that both Boss Bottled Elixir and Absolute are probably at least top 5 best designer releases. And so it's just funny that he just said, on principle, I'm not gonna, and it was one of the best fragrances. Dude doesn't know what is he smelled Altair one time and described it as floral. I mean, the guy is just, yeah. Anyways, before I got Boss Bottled, elixirs aren't that common. They're more and more common. They're getting increasingly more and more common, but they're still not, as common as EDPs or anything like that. So someone told me that they bought Boss Bottled Elixir, or so I thought. So I bought Boss Bottled Elixir. Best mistake I ever did, because I love that fragrance. But then when I went back and to talk to them about it, they said that I bought the wrong one, that it was actually Boss Triumph Elixir. I was like, you gotta be getting multiple elixirs at once. Yeah, so I finally got it. And I don't know if this is a limited edition or a temporary release, because it's not on Hugo Boss's website, and the only source that I could find of it, it said it was limited edition. So I don't know. But bosses are that I found, and the boxes look very similar too. It's like Valentino. All of their boxes are like the same and different colors, but then some of the fragrances even have the same color. So it's like, I don't know what this is. I don't know if this is Born in Roma Intense. I don't know if this is Coral Fantasy. Anyways, so let's get this bad boy out. So I actually haven't really found an elixir that I don't like. I think Y Elixir is one of the best fragrances that I've came out in 24. Though you really have to like geranium. If you don't like geranium, you're not gonna like Y Elixir. Here it is. Looks the exact same as the other boss. These are all intense Parfum editions or Parfum concentrations. So Hugo Boss, man, it's as basic can be. Like, just cheap little plastic cap. I mean, I would have loved to have had a metal cap or a magnetic cap or just like something that makes these things look and seem worth the $120 you have to pay for them. So let's just try it and see if it's better than Boss bottled elixir. I think that answer is probably going to be no, but let's just see. 1, 2. That's a good atomizer. Let's see. Wow, okay, so that's actually a totally different profile. It has Boss bottled, and this is bottled too, but it has heavy vetiver, heavy patchouli across all the Boss bottled, except there's in the Boss bottled elixir versus the Absolute is the difference between incense and leather notes. This doesn't have either of those. This is sugary. It's like sugary sweet. There's this super sugary sweet note that reminds me of candy. Like, really reminds me of candy. Like, I feel like I should be eating this paper, but I'm not going to. I was spraying a fragrance earlier today. It's one of those flippin' duo ones, and sprayed it. The fan caught it, went right in my mouth. I'm like, oh my god. So anytime I'm like, that smells good enough to eat, it's just like flashback to those moments. I'm like, no, you idiot. No, you fool. It really does smell like vetiver's very faint, patchouli's very faint. Labdanum is perhaps what I'm getting the most of. But it really is like a very sweet fragrance, which I was a little surprised. I actually really like it. I really like it. But as far as being similar to Boss bottled, no, it's not. Or Elixir or Absolute, it's not. Not even a little bit. I mean, a little bit's got that vetiver in there. But this I see is more of a mass appealing fragrance that women would probably like a lot more than Boss bottled elixir or Absolute. The sweeter notes in there, I feel like would help you if you are trying to wear fragrances for that reason, or if you are married or in a relationship and you have to get approval. I don't mean it to sound bad, but every relationship I've ever been in, I had to get some level of approval, right? It's not like, hey, can I wear this? But it's like, there are going to be some fragrances that your partner is just going to despise, to absolutely despise. I feel like that's a safer one than Boss bottled elixir. Let's let it sit. I'm interested to see if that sweetness goes away. Okay, next. Okay, so now we have 3 niche fragrances and expensive ones. We're going to start with the cheapest one, actually. And this is from the house of Mancera. This is actually, I guess, should be featured as well on one of those this is from the house of Mancera, Amore Coffee. Excuse me, Amore Cafe. And what this is huge coffee notes, and that's about all I know. I think it's a vanilla coffee fragrance, but I'm interested to try it. And this one, I got 10 mil of this. This is another one that is very, very difficult to find right now, and they're difficult to find right now because they just came out. With the popularity and reception of something like Boss Bottled Absolute, I'm not worried about being able to get it eventually. It's just I can't keep up with the demand. So it's the same thing with Amore Cafe, and I think one of the most expensive Manceras right now is like $140 if you can't find it. So I'm interested to try it out. Let's go ahead and try it out. Just so you know, if you have one of these little travel sprays, which are great, you can actually just pop it out. When I first tried them, mine was like super stuck, and I didn't know you could just like take it out. It was weird. Anyways, honestly, this will probably last me. I wear Mancera maybe once a month, and it's usually Cedra Poise. So this will probably last me forever, to be honest with you. All right, let's try it. Mancera to me, if you say, what is Mancera to you? Like, if you were to smell it, what would be like, oh, that's Mancera? To me, it's the opener, and right from the get-go, man, you can tell if a fragrance is going to be decent quality, and Mancera to me just always is super in your face, and is good quality. This right here, it definitely has that coffee note. It's not as coffee forward as I thought, but for one thing that I know about fragrances, I don't know everything, that's for sure, but one thing I know about fragrances is that the coffee notes typically take just a little while to really get brought out, so this might be one of those that comes out. But yeah, it's very sweet. If there is vanilla in there, it's not necessarily front and center. Honestly, it kind of just smells like a coffee shop, and I've said this in my other videos too. I don't drink coffee. I don't consume any caffeine, so coffee lovers, I feel, always are much more sensitive to those coffee notes because it excites them. It's like, I used to smoke cigars and pipe, and that was before I became allergic to nicotine. Wonderful inspiration to quit. And so whenever I smell tobacco-based fragrances, I'm like, my body gets really excited. It's like, yes, finally, now you get it. Feed me the thing I'm allergic to. And I'm like, no. But I'm not as receptive to those coffee notes as a lot of other people. I do feel it changing a little bit more, and I thought it'd be more intense, though. I will say, I thought it'd be more intense. This is an EDP, whereas the Boss Bottled is an intense parfum, so a little bit different. I wouldn't expect those to project the same, but we'll come back to it in a little bit. I'm going to finish with one, so I'm going to move on to this next one, and this next one is a fragrance that I probably would have not have gotten if it was not virtually for free. I will accumulate points, places, go to the secondhand market, or the gray market, which is a term that I just learned the other day. It's not manufacturers and not authorized dealers, but other dealers, professional dealers, but not authorized. I will, look around for fragrances, and part of the reason why I've been able to really things actually have right here, Aventas. I got that on like 50% off. And how do you do that? How do you find those deals? You just gotta be active. You gotta be active, gotta be using the search engines, gotta be using, have your connections, so to speak. It's just anybody can do it. It's not just me. I don't have a guy that does it. It's just a lot of fragrances I don't have in my collection that I would like to have, and it's because I just haven't found them on a deal. And I have a lot of other fragrances that were not necessarily up high on my list, but I got them because it was a steal. And this is one of those. So which way is this thing facing? And here she is. So, some of you might know this, some of you might not. This is Parfums de Marly's Godolphin, in one of the most stunning bottles that I've ever seen. Gold chrome. I think that they're nice looking anyways. Parfums de Marly, but this is really over the top, incredibly attractive bottle, and has that kind of, I don't know, I just love it. I love that is a staple piece. This is called Godolphin. The first few times I heard this name, I was like, what? So, when you hear things and you've never heard it before, so you're like, gold dolphin? And of course it doesn't help the fact that it's gold. You're like, the gold dolphin? And it's like, no, Godolphin. I'd be like, Godolphin? No, Godolphin, go. And eventually I got it, but I mean, it took a minute, and I don't know what it's named after. I know that they all have purpose in their names. Galloway was named after a horse. Cologne is named after something in another language that means something. So I don't know what or who Godolphin is, but no. The reason why I would not have bought this if this wasn't virtually free, and this came with this, and I actually paid more for the Amore Cafe than this. The reason why I wouldn't have probably added this, oh gosh, oh wow, that thing is on there, is two reasons really. One, because this is a leather fragrance, and I don't care for leather fragrances that much, but I'm interested to see if my tastes have kind of changed, as they do as you get older. Tastes change. But that's reason one. And number two is this is a clone. And I made a video to re-record it, but it's a video of clones that I like better than the original fragrances. And it just amazes me that there's still people out there that put down clones and then celebrate other fragrances. And the thing that, one of the reasons why I think that it's fascinating is because everything is a clone of something, just about. You can only invent the wheel once. Everything thereafter is building upon it. And so Galloway will stay in the same company. Galloway by Parfums de Marly is a clone of Lalique White. Same thing. And Aqua de Gio. apparently came after CK1, which kind of popularized the fresh aquatic citrus C notes. The most famous fragrances have been at least inspired. And this fragrance is a clone of Tuscan leather, supposedly. Ombre leather or Tuscan leather, I'm not sure. To this day, Tuscan leather is one of the most grotesque fragrances that I have in my collection, and I'm interested to see, man, if my tastes have changed. The thing that I hated about Tuscan leather was not necessarily the leather, it was how animalic it was. It literally smells to me like cow feces, like actual feces. So, enough talk. Let's see about Godolphin. I have been told, though, that this is a good layering fragrance. You spray it on, that's, spray something else on over it. Switch. I do not want to spray myself with this one if I'm gonna hate it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I'm afraid to inhale because these leather fragrances are potent. Oh, man, that's the craziest cap I ever done seen. Okay. Right off the bat, this is so much more pleasant than Tuscan leather. If this was Tuscan leather, I would be puking right now. Disgusting animalic fragrance. This is not that at all. I'm not in the back at old McDonald's scooping up poop. This is new car type leather. Shoot, that's pretty good. That reminds me maybe a little bit more of ombre leather because there's some sweetness to it as well. I'm actually really impressed. This was such a shot in the dark. I did not know how I was going to react to this. It's really good. That is actually really pleasant. This coming from somebody does not like leather fragrance. Maybe I'm turning a new leaf, though. I will say there was a brand new fragrance. I don't know if I'm going to get it yet, but Spice Bomb. I guess I have to get it to complete my collection. Spice Bomb, dark leather. Had the opportunity to sample it 3 days ago, and was just like, I don't think I'm gonna like this. Sprayed it, and I really liked it. Like, really good. The only problem is I sprayed 3 fragrances. Elixir. Why Elixir? Because of the fragrance that I got. The Y Elixir that I have is overly sweet and floral, and I thought it might be fake. That was the reason why I went there. And I got a sample of that, and now I know it wasn't. Mine is just a little bit more floral and more intense than this one that I sprayed in Ulta. But I sprayed ombre leather, and then I sprayed the new Legend Blue Eau de Parfum. Let me tell you, that Legend Blue Eau de Parfum is the best blue fragrance that I've tried in a long time. It, I think, is probably even my favorite of the Legend series. It was that good, but with the dark leather by Spice Bomb, it didn't even last as long as the Legend Blue. Talking about a $100 plus fragrance not lasting longer than a Mont Blanc Legend. So, I just don't know if I can get down with that. I'm gonna stop sniffing this Godolphin because that is dang good. Some of you might be like, well, I'd like to know how it performs. Me too, but I don't know. I don't know what it'd be like wearing it, but it's one that I want to put on skin because I feel like leather and tobacco are 2 notes that really change on skin, from skin to paper. that doesn't happen. I don't never really get anything for free, so I was excited, but we'll come back to that. Last one. And this one needs no introduction. This is a tester. I guess they ship out with tester strips. I love testers more than life itself. I think that testers are unique. I think that they make the item more... Sorry, taking this sticker off. I think they make the item more uncommon because they sell a lot more fragrances than testers. So from a collector standpoint, I like it. And they also cost less. And on top of that, there is a theory that the testers are made to perform better. And I don't know if that's true, but all the other reasons. Okay, I'm just gonna take this off later. Y'all don't want to see me taking a sticker off, or do you? Is this relaxing? Maybe it is. Okay, come on, baby. There we go. All good, all good, all good. Got this from Joma Shop, and doing some end of the year cleaning apparently, because I got this for a steal as well. And there she is. I do not know if this was a smart decision. I mean, I know it wasn't strategically. Maybe if I was a smart person, I wouldn't be buying this and this and angel share, but you know, we do what we do. Collecting and hobbies are expensive, no matter what they are. So this is just my expensive hobby. But getting back to it, I don't know if this is going to be a good purchase, but the reason why I say that is just because I've had decants of this. This is not a new fragrance. I've never had a bottle. But this is not a new fragrance to me. And one of the reasons why I bought it was also for my Imposter series. So, if you didn't see the first one, I did it with Leighton, comparing the fragrance with all the assorted clones to see if I can tell the difference. And that was also one of the reasons why I just said, let's just go get a bottle for that. So, I have so many Angel Share clones, so many great Angel Share clones, and that's going to be a tough video, but Angel Share, in my experience, has not been great at projecting or performing. The last time I wore Angel Share, I think I put 5 or 6 sprays, and either I was nose blind to it or it was gone within 2 hours. So it was a very dramatic day though that I wore it. I don't know why I bought it for that reason. It's like put it on and relive all the trauma of that scent and build up some good association. So let's go ahead and spray it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It'll kind of be that atomizer's class though. It'll kind of be funny though to see my Angel Share next to all the other dupes and clones out there. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I've said it before, but I haven't said it in a while. I think Angel Share has the best, my favorite DNA, I think, is Angel Share. And the reason why I say DNA is because it's been built onto like Camera and Kuhua and a couple of different Angel Share-ish, not necessarily even clones, but just taking that base and going in a different direction with it. So from the beginning, there I've never found a cologne that can match Kilian's opener. The sweetness, the booziness. This just smells so class and so high quality. You got that blast of that gourmandy type of nuttiness, that praline kind of vibe to it. And that booziness, there's one thing that Kilian does well, so well. The boozy notes. And I've been told that Kilian's Old Fashioned is pretty good. But I don't drink either. But there was once upon a time I drank a lot. And that's why I don't drink anymore. But I don't know, definitely can appreciate that, and probably could appreciate the Old Fashioned, but supposedly that's super oaky, like try to replicate the actual booze hound. Whereas this, it's not. It's boozy, but it's because it's elegant, it's because it's sophisticated. A little sweetness for playfulness, a little vanilla in the base there. It's just such a great fragrance, such a great fragrance. Let's go back. And let's go back. And these are all refillable, I think, too, so I'll never have to buy another bottle unless I want to. But man, let's go back to sample these guys now that they've dried down. Starting with our Elixir. I'll tell you what, I sprayed that Angel Share one time, and it has filled this room. Holy cow. This is a shot from left field for me. I used to get this. There was a point in time when I vaped, going along with the nicotine thing, and then I went with Delta 9. I found that was using 3 milligrams, 6 milligram nicotine, and was using it to try to help my anxiety. And then I realized I was actually just making it worse. But whenever I vaped, it's one of my favorite was from a company called Time Bomb Vapors. I don't know if they're even a thing anymore, but they used to make a fragrance called Pixie, something Pixie does, Purple Pixie. It was a purple pixie stick fragrance. This smells so close to that. So close to that. And that to me is what it smells like, a purple pixie stick. With a little bit of like vetiver or something. But it just comes off super sweet, super sugary. I really like it. I really, really, really like it. But I was not worried, interested to see if this would be too similar to Boss Bottled Elixir. And I can safely say definitely not. Definitely not. Not even in the same, ballpark. Let's try Amore Cafe. I feel like Amore Cafe is probably that one that's gonna get steamrolled by these others, but let's see. Yeah, like I said before, I don't know if this is something with everybody, but for me, coffee really does not start to become prevalent until the mids and the base and the dry down. And once it dries down, I'm like, bro, I got you. I got it. Coffee got it. This is not, at least so far, and compared to the rest of these, this is not a killer projection monster that I thought it might be, because a lot of the Manceras are Citra Poise. Granted, it's the intense version. Stayed with me for 7 hours, projecting hard. Red Tobacco, same thing. This, no. And maybe it's, I don't know, you probably can't see that, but there is a good amount of oil in there. It it's just not boom, boom, boom. For me, it's just not. But it's good. I'm not gonna need more than this. I can promise you that, though. Unless I just want it for my collection, but that's all I'm gonna need. That right there, it's all I'm gonna need. So, you never know, never know, never know. Never say never, right? Godolphin. The gold dolphin, as I first thought it was. So, it definitely settled into much more Tom Ford-esque. I still think it resembles Tuscan leather and not ombre leather. I still think that is Tuscan leather, just because there's not that sweetness that you get from ombre, that you get with ombre leather, but it doesn't have that animalic. To me, it's just so much better. It's so much better than Tuscan leather, and I hate Tuscan leather. So being better than Tuscan leather doesn't necessarily mean it's like the greatest fragrance ever, but I'm really shockingly impressed. Shockingly impressed. Okay. And then we'll go back to my boy, Angel Share. This is just one of the greatest fragrances I think ever made. I said it before, and I kind of kick myself now. But I said it before that I really enjoyed apple brandy on the rocks more than Angel Share. I think now I'm gonna go back and say I prefer Angel Share like every other person, but there's a couple that are just absolute misses for me by Kilian, Black Phantom being one of them, that objectively not a bad fragrance at all, but not for me. But the ones that Kilian does do that I like, I really, really like, and this is one of them. This is one of them. Is this worth the $180? I mean, that's all relative. None of these, I'll just be honest with you. None of this is worth $200. You know the kind of stuff that you could get for $200? It's a car pavement that is food for weeks. If you're good at saving, that is. I went to a public university. I got very good at saving and spending no money on food. So, to take that money and spend it on alcohol with fragrance oil, and it's just none of it's worth it. But if you're a fragrance head and you love this community and you're looking for, hey, I got $170, $200. I just want to go out and buy one fragrance that I can wear and strut it. That's gonna be it. That's gonna be my recommendation. But I love gourmand. I love booziness. I love vanilla. This is just, I can't say one of a kind because it's been cloned so much, but it's such a good fragrance. Such a good fragrance. And I love it. I absolutely love it. So, man, okay. I've never had a 10 before on these reviews, but Angel Share's getting a 10. I just don't know what else they could have done better. But it'd be interesting to see the performance and the projection this time. Maybe I just tried a bad batch, but I don't know. Amore Cafe gets a 7 out of 10 for me. If I was a coffee lover, it'd probably be higher, because it's a good fragrance. It's just not one that I am in love with. Godolphin's going to get an 8 out of 10 for me again. I'm not a huge leather lover, but I like that. But it's not original. This is a all-day Tom Ford fragrance, but this is better, in my opinion, than Tom Ford. And this is $150, $160 compared to Tom Ford's $400. So easy pick. And then for Triumph, Elixir. I'm still trying to figure it out and why it smells like a purple pixie stick to me, but see what's up. Anyways, hope you all enjoy this video. There might be some more, I'm not entirely sure. Fragrance hauls. My TJ Maxx done lost their ever loving mind. They did away with the fragrances. My local TJ Maxx did away with the fragrances. Insane. You should have seen these things sell at Christmas time. I'm like, y'all are stupid. With a capital S and a capital Tupid. I mean, it's just crazy, crazy, crazy. I love doing those videos, but TJ Maxx might not allow that anymore. So, I will see you all in the next video. Regardless, take care and smell